Was I dreaming? Fiora! What's that?
But was it a dream? Or was it maybe a subconscious vision? I guess either way, it doesn't really matter because we made it. We made it here with her.
Fiora. Fiora! She's still breathing. Huh? Wake up! Come on! Wake up! She needs water.
Maybe not my first thought about what she would need, but if she needs it, she needs it, so... before we go looking for it, Fiora, hold on. I'll bring you some water. Oh, my heart, my heart. Now I don't want to take away too much from the scene because things are getting pretty heartfelt. But I gotta say, I don't know why Shulk's first thought was the terror at the triangle thing on Fiora's chest, of all things. I realize he's probably thinking super rationally. Lord knows I do the same thing when I'm under a lot of stress, but still. Shulk, what are you doing?
Huh? Fiora, you're awake. Do you remember? My name is
I can't believe it. My first kiss.
You do remember me, Fiora.
Of course I do. Shulk. I never forgot you or the others.
Then why?
Because I wasn't me anymore. I wanted to call out, but I couldn't.
What do you mean?
When it happened, when Colony 9 was attacked by the Mechon. I thought I had died. I felt the Mecon's claw rip through me. I couldn't remember anything. There was no sound, no light, no pain. When I came round, I had the body of a machine. And it felt like there was someone inside me.
Someone else? The one who was controlling the Mechon you were in?
Yes, that voice. But I could still see and hear. I was there all the time. Except, I had no control over my body, and I couldn't talk.
That's why it seemed like you didn't recognize us.
Yes. Inside my heart, I was crying out desperately. But you didn't hear me. Nobody did.
We always believed it was you.
It's okay. You don't have to say that. I know it would have confused me.
But the person inside you, do you know who it was?
No. I heard her voice when she spoke, but I didn't know what she was thinking. There was something she urgently needed to do. I understood that much.
What do you think happened to her?
Maybe she's sleeping. Or maybe she's trapped like I was.
I hope she stays trapped, hijacking your body, treating it like it's her own.
I guess.
I say good riddance. And let that be the end of it.
Shulk, I don't think she's totally to blame.
Why not?
She needed my body for something. I don't know what it was. I just know it was important. I want to help.
Why would you?
I knew she was using my body, but I didn't hate her for it. She was kind. She was taking care of my body. I could feel it.
Really?
Yeah. And she did everything she could to protect you.
So, back when we were fighting...
Against Egil, she knew what I wanted to do, and did it for me. So, I want to help her if I can. Please, Shulk.
All right. Then we'll do everything we can to find out what she was trying to do.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Fiora.
I'm glad to be here. What do we do now?
We have to find the others. I know they're alive. I can feel it. Everyone's gonna be surprised when they see you.
Everyone being?
Ryan, Dunban, and there are a few others we met along the way. Sharla, Ricky, and Melia. I just know you're gonna like them.
It looks like you've been through a lot as well.
Yeah. But nothing's gonna separate us now. Come on, let's start searching.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh my god, I love this part of the game so much. Okay, we are absolutely playing as Fiora. Because we made it. We made it. So let's go find her friends. Well, let's go find our friends in a little bit, because we got a lot of stuff to go over. Both story and obviously gameplay-wise, because we got ourselves a brand new party member. Oh man, and I gotta say, Fiora's learned quite a thing or two since the last time we saw her all the way back in Colony 9. God, what was that even in game time? Like, weeks minimum. Maybe months? Question mark? Like, I couldn't even imagine even spending weeks trapped in the body, unable to talk or speak to the people that you like wanted so desperately to talk to. Must have been so hard on her. But like, man, oh, the kiss and the forehead bumping and the skill learning by walking up a mechon. Hi, Jiffum Beach, great name. Yeah, everything about it, it's so good. I gotta say, my heart goes out to all you Shulk X Melia shippers. That ship done burned to the ground. I'm sorry to say, guys, it's kind of true. These two definitely a thing now. And I gotta say, I love Melee to death, but I think at my core, I am truly Shulk X Fiora. I'm boring. I don't care. I love these two together, and I just so many happy feelings. Okay, well, Fiora as a character. First off, gotta say, I'm really digging her design. She's looking pretty dang spiffy, if I do say so myself, which of course I do. I really like, first off, I mean, she got the exoskeleton thing going on. She's a dual wielder, just like she was back in Colony 9, so that's cool. But she just has this overall angelic vibe to her, what with the like yellow and white color scheme and the wings protruding from her back. Really cool stuff. But I actually did hold on to her hunting knives and her the other knives that we bought from Colony 9. Fortunately, she can't actually use them. That's probably for the best. Stat-wise, they're kind of garbo. But luckily, these mecha knives that we have now, they do come with 2 gem slots. So let's get her equipped, man. And thankfully, too, one awesome property with Fiora, she never has to worry about getting enchanted because she can always damage Mechon on her own. So really, really handy. And wow, we have a lot of strength up. But I'm thinking tension. Tension always works wonders with Fiora, especially later on when we get a certain art. But you'll see here, unfortunately, no bikini skin for Fiora. I mean, like half her skins already kind of qualify as bikini skins to begin with. More on that later on. But yeah, her default is just there. Wait, I was. Excuse. Girl. She is fly as hell with those tinted glasses. Oh, okay. Duly noted. I was gonna say, you'll notice that Fiora only can equip Mechon type armor, except for apparently some sick nasty shades she can also be a part of, which is exciting. But she also has these drones. Her footwear is really interesting because it actually denotes what type of talent art she has. There's 4 different types, and we'll get into each one when we get more access to different equipment for Fiora, but just something to keep in mind for now. Right now, we're rocking the Ether set, and I gotta say, it's a pretty good set. So, also her default set, but art-wise, we got a lot to discuss. We got 13 arts. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die immediately, but I'll do my best to try to condense everything down. So let's go ahead, let's organize again, try to do things like what makes sense sequentially, and then also what I do more frequently on the inside of the palette. Honestly, not the greatest lineup, but for demonstration purposes, it'll be fine. So with that, let's go into skills. Unfortunately, Fiora is kind of lacking behind everyone else. I think we did get a little bit of progress from back when we had her from Colony 9, but we got a lot of work to do. So her Mechon armor, pretty self-explanatory, counterattack rate. Amount of HP revive, that's okay. But really, increasing damage of critical hits by 20% and filling the party gauge if 2 allies are incapacitated. This is amazing. Basically, if 2 of your party members, and doesn't have to be the ones that aren't Fiora, it can be any combination, if they die, you almost always get a free revive, which can be so clutch for those just super, super intense battles. Fiora in general, I feel like a lot of her skills kind of orient towards like haste and critical rate and like that kind of stuff, so she's got some pretty unique things going on with her. Increasing damage of the first strike by 50%, that's amazing. Movement speed 4%, awesome. And all stats up buff at the start of battle with a higher level monster, heck yeah, good stuff right there. This will improve maximum HP, block rate, that's okay by 15%. Haste buff, rarely at the start of battle, okay. EXP, Lord knows we do not need any more EXP, well, we're gonna get this one at some point, but really, the ether damage is okay, but granting haste buff to the party after every burst affinity, this is 100% guaranteed by 20% haste. Yeah, we are gonna be working towards that. I mean, overall, we're gonna be spreading out the skills like I've been doing with everyone else, but god dang if that isn't just an amazing skill. Now, you'll see here that we, actually, hold up. I think it'll be better if I show this up. If I show this off with the proper affinity menu. So when it pops up, you'll see here, Fiora already starts out with really good affinity with Shulk and decent affinity with Dumban. She'll always at least have green with Dumban, and then whatever affinity you had with her before she died Colony 9, that carries over and then gets bumped up a little bit for this. And just from a gameplay perspective, it's amazing because Fiora is severely lacking behind everyone else in terms of progress. But from story perspective, it makes sense. She's had this huge bonding moment with Shulk, and obviously she loves her brother, and I also love that she doesn't have any affinity with Ryan, still thinks that he is a moron, very fitting. But it's just, it's so nice that they did that, because yeah, everyone else is pretty chummy with one another. Fiora is the one that really doesn't have many bonds, but at least they give us a couple, and it's just, it's so cool. It also helps us out because we're gonna be doing some skill links for sure. So You know what? I feel like I've been really neglecting showing off everyone's skill links and just skill tree progress in general, so I think this will be a good opportunity to go over that. Hold up. Yeah, let's do... Cooldowns are nice, but I think strength will be a little bit more welcome. Eventually we'll have both of those from Ricky, but yeah, just straight up physical damage being reduced 15%. It's pretty good. I think I'm going to orient a lot of these skills to kind of help out with Fiora being pseudo-tank. I guess that's the biggest thing with Fiora. She's kind of like Ricky in the sense that she's jack of all trades, master of a couple, and I feel like Ricky and Fiora are opposite sides of the same coin, whereas Ricky can do a little bit of everything, but he's really, really good at being support / ether damage over time based. Fiora can do a little bit of everything. She has both physical and ether stuff going on for her, but she excels a lot more at damage over time, specifically through her auto attacks, and she's a lot better specifically at being a tank, either being damage tank like Ryan or agility tank like Dumban. So there's a million different ways they can play as Fiora, but I feel like she does kind of orient more towards either DPS or like agility tank / maybe damage tank if you're kind of feeling saucy enough for that. But I usually play her as agility tank, kind of like a different version of Dumban. So wow, nice, only 2 affinity coins left. Okay, with that, let's get into battle though. Again, I'm going to try to condense all these arts as fast as I can. So, starting out with the physical arts. Double Blade is basically backslash 2.0, or really it's actually Power Smash 2.0. If you guys remember way back when we had her in Colony 9, it's essentially the exact same art as Power Smash, just with a new name, which is pretty cool. Unlike Backslash, it actually has a ×3 multiplier instead of ×2, so it does a decent amount of damage, and all things considered, it's kind of one of Fiora's bread and butter arts, IMHO. Double Wind is cool because it's a cone effect attack, so you can hit multiple enemies. Whenever you get a hit off, you will increase Fiora's tension. Now, this is going to play a huge role later on, which gets an art which can only be activated when she has high tension. So, again, another one of Fiora bread and butter moves, but it also has knockback to it, so you can kind of do a sword drive situation, knock enemies off cliffs using it. Spear Blade is a ×3 damage attack whenever the enemy is dazed. Now, what sucks about Spear Blade is that it's kind of like a close proximity headshot, but the drawback is that it takes way longer to get off. So that kind of leads us to Cross Impact, which is her daze art. It takes forever. She's part of the Shulk club of just taking a million years to get off her daze art. So for that reason, it's really not the greatest daze art in the world, and it can make Spear Blade, you basically have to buffer in Spear Blade in order to get it off in time. If you're off by even half a second, you lose out on the ×3 damage, and it's just all in all a very sad time. But Shutdown is her last normal physical art that we have access to right now, and it inflicts sleep. You'd think by the name alone it would only work on Mechon. Not the case, it works on both Bionis enemies and Mechon's ones, but if you do use it on a Mechon, it has the bonus effect of removing all buffs and debuffs on the enemy. So it can be kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, if they're using like a crazy aura to buff themselves up at near the end of the fight, can be super clutch and useful for that, but it can also remove any debuffs they've inflicted, which again includes any damage over time stuff that you've used with either Melee or Ricky, so it's mixed bag. It can be useful though for crowd control, and especially if you're fighting Bionis stuff, you don't really have to worry about it. So Airfang is the last physical art that we have, and it actually does really decent damage. A lot of Fiora's arts are 2-hit combos, and Airfang is one of those. It does a pretty decent amount of damage, and it inflicts break. That's really all there is to it. Magstorm is actually her other daze art. She has access to 2 different daze arts, pretty unique to her. Thing is, it does only work on Mechon, and it only works on Mechon that are toppled, so it's not any kind of forced daze situation. Benefit to it is that it is an area of attack ether based art, so it's kind of neat. But right now we don't really have access to any way to inflict topple on more than one enemy at a time. That will change a little bit later on, but for now it's kind of situational at best. It's an ether art, so if you're playing like an ether Fiora build, you know, it can be pretty useful for that. But speaking of which, let's get into ether stuff. Also, Fiora, you have the greatest jump grunts. The greatest jump grunts. Ugh. That was my Fiora grunt impression. Anyway though, Ether Drain. First ether art that we are going to go over. Reduces target's ether and boosts Fiora's ether by about 20% with an extra 5% per additional enemy hit. Again, if you're playing an ether Fiora build, super useful. that can actually add up if you're fighting a large crowd of enemies. So pretty cool stuff. And if you're fighting stuff like nebulae, it can really cripple the amount of damage that they're able to do to the party. So pretty cool stuff. Zero Gravity is an AoE, which inflicts paralysis, which if you couldn't remember, that reduces a auto attack rate by 25%. It will obviously, it's area of effect, so it hits multiple enemies, and it fills the talent gauge by 25% if it hits a toppled enemy. Fiora takes a while to build up her talent her talent gauge, so can be a really useful way to build that up in a relatively short amount of time. Again, once we get access to that ability to topple multiple enemies at once, if you use Zero Gravity, hoo mama, you're gonna get access to that art post haste. But with that, that's all of her attacking arts that we have available to us right now. She does have access to a couple auras, so let's go over those. Healing Energy will remove debuffs, so it's kind of like Dunban's Spirit Breath in a way, but it also gets her Regenerate, which obviously regenerates a set amount of HP per every couple seconds. I think it's like every 2 seconds. We're actually going to need these Antols for quests later on, the stuff that they drop. And actually we needed those Oros Crabbles from the beach too, so might as well take care of these now and continue talking about arts. So Healing Energy, if you pair it with an Aura Heal Gem, it can really heal Fiora some like major HP. So it's a pretty good aura all around, and again, just for the fact that it removes debuffs alone, pretty useful. Lock-On will inflict Lock-On Fiora, which basically limits her to only attacking one enemy. Trade-off though increases her critical hit rate by 50%, and her talent gauge will fill up an additional 5% with every hit, as opposed to what it normally did. And I think that also includes whenever you use an art as well, so it's not just limited to auto attacks filling up her talent gauge. So good. Lock-On is amazing. I love it to death. Guard Shift will give her 100% block rate, so it can be really useful if you are playing a physical tank-based Fiora. Trade-off is that we'll limit her attack power by 25%, but you know, for blocking every attack, it can be pretty useful. Last but not least, second gear, it just raises the damage of the next physical art by 25%. So, or no, by 1.5%, I should say. So you only get 5 seconds to use that art, so you basically need to know for sure which art you're using afterwards, but if you do, you know, it can contribute to her doing some pretty decent damage. So, oh wow. That is the lightning round taken care of. Let's rearrange real quick. It should be okay. All right, but with all that taken care of, the lightning round done, the true analysis begins. What is her doobly-doo? Oh, there it is. I love it so much. I guess we could have avoided that Ansel fight by just going up this ramp, but hey, you know what? We got some dank experience, but did get the items that I wanted, but it's all good. Last thing, obviously Fiora being alive is a massive story spoiler, so I ask that you're more than welcome to talk about Fiora in the comment section, all the fun stuff, but if you do so, I ask that we refer to her as Seven, which is what the community has come up with. Obviously she's 7th party member, that's kind of her code name. That way you don't spoil the huge twist for everyone else who hasn't played up to that part. Cool? Cool.
Shulk!
Fiora! What's wrong?
Sorry. My body feels a bit strange. I think I just need to rest. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can take a break here. I wonder what happened after the fortress. Where did the others all end up? The Monado's light is fluctuating. That Mekon really messed it up. But still, I have to protect Fiora.
Shulk. Can't you sleep?
Sorry. Did I wake you?
No, it's okay. I slept really well.
You want to eat? You must be hungry.
No thanks, but I'd like some water.
Okay. You should eat, even if you're not hungry. You need to get your strength back.
No, I'm fine. This body has its uses. I never need to eat. I never get hungry. I just run on water. Don't worry. I prefer my old body. But this one has some advantages. Shulk. You can leave me. It's okay.
What?
I mean, look at me, Shulk. This body is a Mechon body, so I should live here on Mechonis. This is where I belong.
You don't have to do that.
The Fiora you knew is dead. Just think of it like that. It's for the best.
But I can see it's not true. I mean, you're right here. I'll never forget how I felt when I thought I'd lost you back at the colony. I should have done something. I thought if only I had the power to save you.
Shulk.
No. No more regrets. I will protect you. Besides, there's someone else inside your head. We can't leave her there.
I guess not.
Mechon! No! Not now!
Shulk! Let me...
Fiora! Right. Come on, Monado. Don't let me down.
The Monado bends to your will.
No! I won't let you take her from me! This time, I will protect Fiora! Yes! The Monado's light! I can do this!
Real great timing, guys. Thanks for that. But man, just on the note of that scene, again, I can't imagine how much suffering Fiora's going through, kind of having a crisis with who she is as a person, if she's even a valid being in general, walking that line between the artificial and biological. And thankfully, too, for this fight, it's not very challenging. Obviously, we're just kind of melting through these Mechon, thank God. We don't have to actually worry about not having the Monado available to us, and I will definitely take that. Actually, speaking of which, let's get one more attack in, and let's end things off with a bang. All right. This will be the last you hear of me, so see you in the next episode.
The Monado. It worked, but I feel worse than before. Whatever he did to the Monado is... What's that sound? No! We're surrounded.